Hey, boss, do you have some hot Cheetos in the back?
Hot Cheetos? You got it. Well, you're lucky. This was the last one. Another student came running from the class.
Boss!
He was panting.
I have an assignment submission deadline in an hour. I need your help.
An hour? That's a very short time, but it's doable. I'll have to charge you triple more than regular.
Triple? That's a lot.
It's business, man. Take the offer or not, your choice.
Fine, I'll be back in an hour.
He left the assignment instructions and left. Hey Jenny, my in-house nerd, we have a new order. Hi, I'm Boss. What you just saw was a glimpse of my day-to-day life. I'm a businessman. In fact, I used to be one ever since I was small. I always had the mindset of a winner, even in junior school. I used to trade toys and Pokemon cards for money. When I reached high school, I expanded my business and opened a whole black market. I was on my way to make millions. Now, you might be wondering how I did that, right? Well, I'm here to tell you. But before we move on, like this video, hit that subscribe button, and activate the notification bell, and you will be a millionaire in the future. Trust me, it works. I was the coolest kid in school. I'm not bragging, people, I really was. From Jim, the strong athlete on the senior football team, to the juniors and the newbies, all of them had a lot of respect for me. I was a superstar, a hero without a cape. And it was all because of my business, the black market. There was everything in my market except for some of the unlawful stuff. I was trying to run a successful business, not get locked up. For the lazy bunch who never did their assignments and homework, I had hired a few nerdy students so that they could get the assignments done for money. You have no idea the number of students coming to me to get their work done. I was honestly making the most profit out of it. For the artistic and rebellious students, I had all sorts of paints and placards, even spray paint. That was how people got to see new wall art every day in the school bathroom. Let's keep this a secret though, shall we? Then there was food. Our school was one of those where fast food was strictly prohibited. Yes, one of those excessive health-conscious ones. So I had to step in to provide the ultimate comfort food: McDonald's, KFC, Pizza Hut, and some chips. For this too, I had hired a chain of students to sneak the food into the school. You see, I was all the brains and I had people working for me all over the school, making me richer. My friend Tim was always going on and on about how the business was the reason that my life was better than any other kid in the school.
Dude, you have loads of money and girls that are mad about you in line. Your life is set.
Little did he know that that kind of attention from girls didn't serve me very well. I was a very determined and focused person. With the business I was running, I had no time to spare to have a girlfriend or give attention to the girls. Still, some guys were jealous of me because the girls liked me instead of them. The girls used to turn down every guy.
I'm waiting to be Boss's girlfriend,
was every girl's answer. Well, that put me into big trouble, you see. One day, Tim came running towards me while I was talking to some of my employees on the school grounds. He was panting, trying to tell me something.
Boss, dude, you're in trouble, man.
Why? What's wrong?
You know those guys that are jealous of you because of the girls?
Yeah, they're losers.
Well, I just heard those losers are at the principal's office right now telling him all about your business.
What? I knew at that moment that I was in trouble. Right then, I suddenly heard an announcement from the principal, calling me to the office.
Good luck, dude,
Tim said as I walked inside the school to go to the office. As I was taking one step after another, my heart was pounding faster and louder. I finally reached the office, and when I entered, our principal was looking outside the window. You called for me, Mr. Ritchie?
Yes, boss. Come on and sit down.
His face had a serious expression, but I couldn't tell whether he was mad or not.
I guess you already know why you are here, so I want to know how long this has been going on.
He sat down on his chair. Well, for very long.
Very long, huh? Right under our noses. How good is the profit?
I get 20% profit after paying all my employees. We talked about my business for about 5 minutes. I was sure that I was going to get expelled. Yeah, I sat down calmly and answered all of his questions. After talking for a while, Mr. Ritchie said something that I wouldn't have imagined him saying in a million years.
I want to make a deal with you.
I'm sorry, I'll close the market down and never repeat this ever again. Please don't expel me. My parents will be heartbroken. I thought begging was the right thing to do at the moment.
I think you got me wrong. I want to invest in your business.
What? I was surprised. It was a good surprise though, and I felt like a fool for begging. That's amazing, for sure. I immediately accepted the offer.
I have some conditions though.
I started to doubt if I had accepted the offer too soon.
I will invest $2 million in cash.
Whoa! My eyes opened up wide and an involuntary smile took over my face.
I want you to use that money to pawn valuables strictly. Maybe jewelry or expensive paintings or unique items. You can give them double the market pawn price. I don't mind.
I was confused. Why is this man investing money to go on loss? I thought.
I know what you're thinking, boss. You want to know why I'm investing and targeting loss? Then listen. There was this watch I used to wear all the time. It was given to me by my father. My father got it from his father, and he got it from his through the ages. It's a family heirloom. But a few months back, I lost it. Let's say someone stole it from me and I want it back. $2 million is nothing in exchange for that watch. I think if we start a pawn shop with a good price here, someone will show up with the stolen watch.
He said and kept staring at me. I nodded, indicating I understood him. I thought it was a valid reason to invest a huge sum of money to find a lost item that you hold dear to you. If I had the money, I would have done the same. He also told me that for the sake of the money, we will be selling the pawned items and splitting whatever money we get in half. That's it. This is going to make me a millionaire, I thought. And with that, we shook hands in agreement. The business took off instantly afterward. The kids in the school were fascinated by the idea that they would be getting money for the items they never used. It was even a better deal because they were getting a higher price than the market value. Suddenly, there was a flood of students coming in to pawn their valuables. Remember guys, I'll take it if it has value, I shouted every 10 minutes so that they didn't crowd only to bring in a toy. My schoolmates understood this perfectly and were bringing in items that were gifted to them, for example, a baseball bat signed by Babe Ruth, and their jewelry. Soon after, things started getting intense. The students started bringing more and more pawns. Turns out, the students had started stealing their parents' stuff, paintings and valuables in the house to trade for money. Not only that, they were even stealing from the teachers. Every day, at least one of the teachers was filing a complaint about missing objects that the students had sold to me at some point. But I couldn't care less about that as long as I was making money. After gathering enough valuables that could fit in a separate locker Mr. Ritchie had given me, it was time to go for an exchange. Mr. Ritchie took me to a shady-looking area in town where there was not a single mouse or a bird.
Don't worry, my friends run their businesses from here,
he said to me, and soon we reached the house. The men we met, again, looked very shady, but they gave us a good price for the materials we brought to them. Mr. Ritchie, too, kept his word and gave me half of all the money we made. I felt bad that after all the money that was spent, he had still not found his family watch. I'm sorry we haven't found your watch yet.
What watch?
Your heirloom.
Oh, right, my watch. We'll find it eventually.
He gave me an uncomfortable laugh. That was weird. How can he forget the reason for investing such a huge sum of cash? There was something fishy going on for sure, but I had no clue what it was. Another thing I noticed was that he was really happy about getting the money from those shady men, even though initially he had told me it was not about money. These thoughts started to trouble me in the days to follow. One of those days, a student came to me to sell a peculiar object.
I want to sell a bug. It's from the FBI. I got it from my dad.
Your dad's in the FBI?
Yeah, are you going to buy it or not?
Seeing the bug in his hands gave me an idea. Sure, but you're not getting much for it. I bought it from him, but kept it off the records. I connected the bug to my mobile phone, and as soon as I got a chance, I snuck into Mr. Ritchie's office and hid the bug there. At the same time, there was this chaos going on in school because of all the stealing. The situation was so bad that the police were called. I was trying to stay optimistic and calm, thinking nobody would rat me out, but my gut was burning in fires of terror. You can say my optimism didn't work because what came next was something I didn't want. I bet you've already guessed. The boys that were jealous of me let the police know what I was doing. Unsurprisingly, I was taken to the station. Oh no, my parents. I was more worried about disappointing them than being locked in a cell. I was pacing back and forth in the cell, not knowing what to do. Right then, Mr. Ritchie showed up on the other side of the lockup.
Hey boss, I talked to the police about your bail, but they have no intention of letting you go.
I felt so thankful that he came to bail me out, and a little bad that I had doubted such a nice person, and even planted a bug at his office. But then he said something that spun my head like a windmill.
I don't think I need to tell you about this, but if you mention anything about this to the police, your parents are going to be in a lot of trouble,
he said and left. I was shocked. Did he just threaten me? I felt so bitter. The next morning, the police let me go after hours of constant begging, without any serious fines and just some warning. After getting out of there, I went straight to Mr. Ritchie to ask for an explanation. What is it about the deal that you have to threaten me to keep me quiet? I couldn't believe that he ignored me and went with the silent treatment and left me disappointed and very suspicious. A few days later, I was chilling at my house when suddenly I got a call from Mr. Ritchie.
I want you to come to the airport quickly and pack a change of clothes.
He said from the other end of the phone. Why?
You want to know about the secret deal, don't you?
He hung up. The deal? As I thought about it, the curiosity was taking over me by the second. So I grabbed some stuff, put them in my bag, and headed to the airport. Mr. Ritchie was waiting for me at the gate, and as soon as I arrived, he grabbed my arm and led me towards the private plane sections.
Stop right there!
We heard a voice from behind. About 20 police officers and airport security officers were quickly surrounding us. They closed up, came in, and arrested Mr. Ritchie and a few of his shady friends from the private jet.
You! I will sue you for this!
Mr. Ritchie screamed at me as if he knew it was my doing, which it was. Actually, when I was locked up, I had already told the police about the deal. They had figured out that Mr. Ritchie had invested fake money to launder it through me. I was shocked and had no idea that he had given me fake money. It finally made sense why he didn't care about the profit. I told the police about the bug I had left in his office, and through that we learned that Mr. Ritchie had a scheme with his friends to take me to a foreign country and leave me there. Thankfully, that didn't happen and the police caught them in action. They were sent to jail. Meanwhile, I still got to keep the millions I made from the black market. Thanks for watching. Do you have the mind of an entrepreneur? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe and check out other videos on the channel.